At the end of this chapter, you will know how to create table structures using the WWI wizard for repeating groups. The WWI wizard for repeating groups is a tool to insert symbols for characteristics of an SAP EHS management property with repeating groups as a table with 3 columns and invisible frame, or as a table with or without a header. The WWI settings dialog box allows you to make default settings for the preview, the wizard, and the colors for the symbol types in the report template. This dialog box is accessed using menu path, utilities, WWI settings, while editing the report template using transaction CG42. In customizing for basic data and tools, the default settings are defined in the activity Specify Environment Parameters. When you edit a document template, you can open the WWI settings dialog box and transfer these default settings using the Load Default function. If you wish, you can save your own settings as defaults in the WWI settings dialog box and overwrite the settings in the IMG activity with them. The settings saved in this way are valid globally unless you assign other settings to the current document template using the save function. You can make the following settings for the wizard using the WWI settings dialog box. You can specify the column width for inserting a table with 3 columns. You can specify column separators for a table with 3 columns, for example, colon. And you can specify frames and shading for tables. On this slide, we have an example of a list output generated with the WWI wizard where the selected characteristics belonging to the value assignment type specified in the repeating group are formatted as table rows, where the first column contains the characteristic descriptor, the second column contains the separator colon, and the third column contains the characteristic value. Note that the wizard provides syntax using blank compression for each characteristic to ensure that no output appears on the report for characteristics containing no data. On this slide, we have an example of a table output generated with the WWI wizard where the selected characteristics belonging to the value assignment type specified in the repeating group are formatted in a table where the first row contains the characteristic descriptors and the second row contains the characteristic values. The steps for using the WWI wizard are as follows. Position the cursor on the point in your document template where you want to insert symbols with the wizard. Make sure not to place the cursor within a table. In the symbol tree, under Specification Symbols, place the cursor on a node to which characteristic symbols are assigned. Call the WWI wizard. The WWI wizard can be accessed using the Edit WWI Objects toolbar available under the symbol tree. The dialog box WWI wizard for repeating groups is open. Select the required characteristic symbols and click Next. Select the characteristic descriptors and click Next. Optionally, choose with heading for property or as stable, and click on the Finish button. The syntax generated by the wizard is inserted in the report template at the position of the cursor.